Баку. Все дальше вглубь Каспия уходят нефтяные вышки.
Azerbaijan, an oil-rich country between Russia and Iran, is a crucial ally of the West.
We have a lot of mutual interests.
The country's ruling family, the Aliyevs, has been in power for nearly 30 years. Critics accuse the current president, Ilham Aliyev, of corruption and authoritarianism. To bolster its image abroad, the government has invested in high-profile sports and entertainment events, spending billions on major construction projects. Now, there are disturbing allegations of human trafficking and abuse on the work sites.
Oni su sve radnike tretirali kao obične robovi.
Investigative journalist Miranda Petrucic digs deeper.
Teško mi je kad god se prisjećam. Ja se borim s tim, borim se da to zaboravim loše. Nadam se da se nikom nikad neće ovo ponoviti.
Sudin's story begins in Zevenica, Bosnia, where he lives with his wife and 2 sons. The city lies in a region hit hard by the war that broke up Yugoslavia in the 90s. In 2009, Sudin left his job at the local shoe factory.
Morao sam dalje da se snalazim, da radim.
In town, he'd heard rumors that a company was hiring men for high-paying construction jobs abroad. The company was called Serbaz.
Ja sam optimista, sigurno. Vjerovao sam u Serbaz. Pa mi smo iz mog grada. Bilo nas je 20-ak. Mi smo se vozili do Beograda mini autobusom i krenuli smo u neku za nas sretniju budućnost, tako smo vjerovali. Kad smo sletili, zatražili su nam naše putne isprave, to je pasoš. Oni su naveli da je to sigurnije za nas, za vrijeme boravka tamo. Nema pasoša. Odmah sam se osjećao malo čudno, ali nije još bilo nervoze.
When Sudin arrives in Azerbaijan's capital, Baku, the city is going through a period of immense economic growth.
A nation on the threshold of the 21st century, with an economy that grows faster than any other in Europe.
The government invests in massive development projects to draw tourists and investors. As foreign laborers are brought in to do the work, there's talk of widespread abuse and even trafficking. Miranda Petrucic is an editor of the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project. She reports on corruption in Central Asia and the Caucasus, including in Azerbaijan.
In 2013, my colleague sent an email asking for urgent check into the ownership of a company called Serbaz. I've never heard of it before. I never knew anything about it.
Miranda found that Serbaz was registered in Azerbaijan. She went in search of the company's owners, without success.
It's extremely difficult to report in Azerbaijan. There are no public records. The government shuts down access to information anytime it proves to be useful to reporters to do their stories.
Miranda contacted a Baku-based reporter, Khadija Ismailova, to help look into Serbaz, but Khadija could not finish her investigation. In 2014, she was arrested. After years of reporting on the corruption of Azerbaijan's ruling elite, Khadija was sentenced to 7.5 years in prison.
We were shocked and outraged. You know, we couldn't get her out of jail, but we could tell the story that she couldn't tell. And that's how we started looking into Serbaz.
Ja sam radio blizu aerodroma. Bez obzira koliko imao posla, morao si uvijek da budeš bez malo odmoriš, da sjedneš.
The laborers say they worked up to 48 hours in a row, watched constantly by Serbaz supervisors. These managers exercised absolute control. If the workers disobeyed, they were fined. Not making the bed, $50. Pausing work for 1 minute, $100. Refusing overtime, $500. According to one report, a manager collected almost $65,000 in fines from workers.
Čutalo se, jer kružile su priče kako je bilo i fizičkog zlostavljanja nad nekim radnicima. Tako da su mnogi strahovali.
Approximately 1,000 men were working on different Serbaz construction projects in 2009. Some, like Sudin, heard stories of violent beatings and torture. Others experienced it firsthand. In a small village on the Croatian border, one former laborer agrees to share his story, on the condition that his identity isn't revealed.
Oni su sve radnike tretirali kao obične robove. Tu zatvorili me, nema vode, nema ništa, ima tamo puno imena, jadni ljudi koji su tu doživjeli strahote, napisali svoje imena tamo, znate. Ima neko krvlju, neko cigarov, neko nekako.
This man refused a promotion that would have required him to punish other workers. One night, the managers took their revenge.
Došla s njih četvorica. Trojica stala na vrata, jedan ogroman je ušao unutra sa fantomom i odmah me udari šakom u glavu i polomila se stolica drvena na mene, ja sam pao dole. I onda počnem udarat nogama, kaže, znaćeš ti, neš izaći nikad odavde.
Amid rumors of disagreements among Serbaz managers, Sudin and the other workers stop receiving their wages. The live-in guards of the compounds prevent them from leaving.
Provodiš dan, da ne poludiš, da ne pukneš. Ljudi su već htjeli da idu kući. Međutim, nemaš pasoš, ne možeš.
This is Alofsat Aliyev. After 20 years as a police officer in Baku, he founded a non-profit organization focused on migrant workers. One fall day, his colleague came to him with a troubling story.
Мне позвонил один из моих работников, сказали, есть один киоск, там работает мужчина. Он сказал, что тут много боснийцев приехали работать, и они умирают от голода, им еду не дают, им зарплаты не дают.
Alovsat wanted to contact the workers. He made pamphlets and threw them over the walls of the construction sites.
Стоял наш телефонный номер. Если имеете проблему, пожалуйста, позвоните к нам.
Days later, he received a call. A labourer asked if Alovsat would visit the compound where he was living. Alovsat agreed and, joined by a video crew, went to meet the workers.
90 je nas. Один
туалет. Один туалет для всех.
Один kupatilo, voda, niks. Nema ništa. Evo.
Это был ужас для меня, когда я это впервые видел. Я посмотрел их еду, стоял вот такой ведро 50-литровый, и суп стоял на его, и плавали самые. Это было невозможно, несъедимое. Холодильник открыл, ничего нету, питьевая вода нету.
To je bilo geto. Na radilištu se bio u getu. Kantina je bila zlo. To ljudi, mislim, to je nenormalno pričati. I tamo ti je 4 pulta kobasi, ove salame isječene, a na svakoj salami ima 100 muha. Crni se. I oni se mogu 5 dana jesti, što će umire, morao sam poslije.
3 workers died in the compounds run by Serbaz. All 3 had heart attacks, likely due to the stressful conditions they endured. One man died less than 2 weeks before Alovsat's visit.
Ja zdje spim, on tu mrz. 10 dni tam leži.
A gdje je tijelo?
Tijelo здесь, nije zaposleno što, ne znam je li što.
On ujehao u Istanbul, сейчас надо уехать в Боснию.
Preminuo je na rukama svojih, na mojim i ostalih kolega. Svi smo teško podnosili, neko manje, neko više. Taj čovjek, nažalost, nije mogao podnijeti to sve.
Alovsat was shocked by what he saw. Within a week, he went to the authorities and asked for help to get the workers paid and send them home. He had no idea that this move would change his life forever.
Вы знаете, я, когда выявили это дело, я думал, я сделал очень хорошее дело для Азербайджана. Я думал, правительство Азербайджана будут стоять за меня, будут они помогать мне. Через неделю мы приглашали в Министерство внутренних дел, начальник управления борьбы с торговлей людьми. Он меня приглашал, сказали, тебе нужно? Ты иди спокойно, займись своим делом. Почему тебе нужно? Лезешь в проблему. Это никогда уголовное дело не поднимется. И никто не будет возбудить уголовное дело, ты не знаешь, кто стоит за это дело. Потом помощник премьер-министра позвонил мне. а потом уже начали угрозы.
We knew that abuses were true, but we didn't know who was behind it, and we needed to find out.
The search for who owned Serbaz started with a photo of the company's office.
This shows that Serbaz actually had an office in a government building. And not only it was a government building, it was office of the Ministry of Youth and Sport.
Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev created the Ministry of Youth and Sport in 2006. The president personally appointed the head minister, a wealthy businessman named Azad Rahimov.
He controlled a massive budget which was used to construct some of the most well-known buildings in Azerbaijan.
Before he was minister, Rahimov was chief director of Ital Design, a luxury trading company. Miranda dug deeper into Ital Design's history, looking at archived company web pages.
One of the links I found was the old organizational chart of Ital Design. So what we really see here is that in January 2009, a year of the abuse, Serbaz was owned by Ital Design. This is the proof that links Serbaz and Ital Design.
If Miranda could find the owner of Ital Design, she would know who was responsible for the trafficking.
What we know is that Azad Rahimov, before he was appointed the Minister of Youth and Sport, was a chairman of Ital Design. But we don't know if he continued to be involved.
On paper, Ital Design was owned by an offshore shell company. Miranda recognized the name of the two registered owners. One was another Ministry of Youth and Sport official who she'd seen in photos from the Serbaz worksite. The other was Zulfiya Rahimova, the wife of Azad Rahimov. Now there was a direct connection between government officials and the workers that were trafficked and abused.
In this case, what you have is millions of government funds, which are channeled through an obscure company called Serbaz, which is ultimately owned by the wife and a very close associate of the minister himself. What we don't know if Azad Rahimov is powerful enough to be the only person behind it.
Alovsat ignores official warnings that he should stay away from Serbaz and files a lawsuit on behalf of the workers. Sudin is the main plaintiff. The case makes it all the way to Azerbaijan's Supreme Court, where it's ultimately rejected. Meanwhile, Alovsat is harassed by an unknown caller.
Позвонили, сказали, что ты жизнь себе надоела, почему ты не даешь нам покоя. Ты береги себя.
Eventually, a source close to the government calls him to say that there is a credible threat to his life. He has only hours to leave the country. Alovsat decides to flee Azerbaijan. He now lives in exile with his family in Germany.
До этого случая я всегда думал, имеется в Азербайджане. Азербайджан — это правовая страна. И я впервые думал о том, что да, это действительно не демократическая страна. Это управляется мафией.
At the end of 2009, Serbaz sends the workers home, unemployed and traumatized. Bosnian authorities launch a criminal investigation into Serbaz management, but those responsible in Azerbaijan remain unpunished. Sudin was not ready to give up.
Smatrali smo da država Azerbajdžan bi morala znati šta se dešava u njenoj zemlji, način na koji su eksploatisani svi ti radnici. Sve je to doprinijelo da smo mi smatrali da je država Azerbajdžan mora da odgovara za to.
Sudin and 32 other workers sue Azerbaijan in the European Court of Human Rights. The men say the government failed to protect them while they were working for Serbaz.
Idemo do Strasbura. Ću se sesti sa Belmom Skalonićem. Naš prvi lični susret.
Belma Skalonic represents Bosnia and Herzegovina at the European Court. Her role is to monitor the case.
Dakle, očigledna je ta jedna gruba povreda koju ste vi pretrpili i jedno strašno ljudsko stradanje koje se dešava na teritoriji države koja je članica Vijeća Evrope.
Mnogi nisu ni vjerovali u ovo. Obični radnici tuže državu.
Sudin's case is one of the largest cases of labor exploitation in Europe. It's also one of few cases at the European Court that holds a government responsible for violating Article 4 of the European Convention.
When I first heard about the case, I was really shocked, personally and professionally. Article 4 of the Convention prescribes that no one shall be subjected to forced labor or any kind of exploitation. So we expect that they will receive the justice and the monetary compensation.
Seudne, ono što slijedi jeste obavještenje Europskog suda o odluci, kakva god da bude.
Pozdravljam, bilo mi je drago, sve najbolje vam želim.
Sad ipak malo traje duže, ali nadam se uskoro da bi moglo se to i završiti. Međutim, ipak sam ja optimist. Ne bi ovo sve ni radio da ne mislim tako.
The European Court is expected to rule on Sudin's case this year. But it's only deciding whether Azerbaijan failed to protect the workers, not who is responsible for abusing them.
Hello. My name is Miranda Patrucic. I'm calling you from Bosnia.
I don't have any information regarding Serbaz. I think that it's more professional to email me questions. I do an investigation and they're coming back to you.
Okay, and would it be possible to get an interview with the minister?
Just email me your questions, please.
Okay, I will send you an email.
Thank you. Bye.
Miranda emails the Ministry of Youth and Sport to request an interview. After 15 days of silence, she tries a new approach. She decides to visit the Azerbaijani diplomatic mission in Sarajevo.
Here's what we know at the moment. We know that there is a connection between Serbaz and government. We also learned that trafficking would not be possible if the state itself didn't allow it. Workers came to Azerbaijan without visa. In any other case, they would have been deported. It is clear that the government of Azerbaijan is tied up in the trafficking scandal. It is just a question, how far does it go? Dobar dan. I'm doing a story about Azerbaijan and the workers from Bosnia who were trafficked and the links with the government of Azerbaijan, but I never got a response. So I'm here to get some answers.
In this case, I need to talk with Belgrade. And
okay.
After we talking with Belka, I can call you and explain the situation.
He never gets back to her, nor do any other authorities in Azerbaijan's government. Miranda suspects the government's silence is connected to the money made from the Serbaz projects. 2 buildings constructed by Serbaz, the 28 Mall and the Four Seasons Hotel, are allegedly owned by Azerbaijani's first family, the Aliyevs.
The crime is always about the money. Now that we know that it was really the Aliyev family that benefited from the slave labor, we can now explain how come the workers never got to justice in Azerbaijan.
While Sudin's case is decided, it's business as usual in Azerbaijan. After Serbaz closed operations, its management formed a new construction company that's building developments for the government.
Я иногда думаю, они то, что управляет Азербайджан, это враги азербайджанского народа, потому что кто-то, если любит свою родину, он не только должен дома строить, высокоэтажные здания строить, он должен строить мнение своего народа, он должен помогать, чтобы свой народ развивался.
Back in Sivinice, Sudin works seasonal jobs in town, but the work isn't steady. He considers leaving the country to find higher wages. He's still waiting for the European Court's ruling on his case.
I nadam se da će to sankcionisanje onemogućiti druge koji su planirali da tako nešto rade. To bi bilo moje zadovoljstvo i moj uspjeh da se pravda zadovolji.